Hi, my friends. Welcome back to my channel, and this is Jude. And today I'm going to talk about a topic that I know may be uncomfortable for most of us, and that is how to approach someone who is grieving. And most of us feel a little awkward and uncomfortable. We don't want to say the wrong thing. We want to be there for the person. We want to comfort them. But we may not know exactly how to approach them. And I recently read an article that was posted in my church bulletin from Guideposts. And so I'm going to link in the description box below the actual article that I thought was a wonderful guide to just keeping in mind some things not to do. So I hope this will be a guide and helpful to you. And I'm going to talk a little bit about my personal experience as well. So the first of the 10 things not to say to someone who is grieving is one, maybe it was for the best. When you are grieving and your heart is broken and you're going through the loss of someone that is so near and dear to you, having someone comment, maybe it was for the best, even though you might be a faithful person and you're saying it because you want to give comfort, taking someone maybe out of a state that they were in, maybe they had been suffering a long illness, maybe they had a disease that they weren't even truly conscious or the person that they were. So your intentions may be good, but at the moment when someone is really at the depths of despair, all they want to do is be reunited with the person that they just lost. So maybe instead of saying maybe it was for the best, how about turning, just giving them comfort, asking, how can I help you? Maybe making a meal for that person. You know, when you're going through grief, you've lost your sense of even taking care of yourself. Your appetite isn't there. Spending the time to shop and cook, you just don't have the strength to do it. So that might be a good suggestion. Number 2, just move on. And I guess people mean well when they say that, just move on. But it negates their feelings and their love for the person that they've lost, to just move on. I mean, it's the same way when you lose a pet, and some people right away get another pet. And I mean, everybody has to do the right thing for themselves, but I feel that I need that time. I need that grieving time. To a person or an animal just can't be replaced. They are a unique individual. They are a unique creature. So moving on, everyone does it in their own place and time. And that's another thing. Don't feel, if you're going through this grief and loss yourself, that there's a time limit. There is no time limit. You must go through those stages. I remember when I lost my grandmother. We were very, very close. I grew up with her. She actually lived with us. And I remember, and I love music. I love music. I love listening to music. If I'm in my car, I have the radio on. There was a long period of time that I really did not want to listen to music. I had no interest in listening to music. I wanted it quiet. I wanted my thoughts to just be on my relationship, maybe my past memories. So everyone has a different experience. Now, number 3 would be posting any commentary on social media about this person losing someone. It is not our right to do that, to go on social media and to post about this person's death, and it's not our place to do it. And believe it or not, there have been people that have found out about a loved one, a friend, a colleague, through social media that they've passed away, not through the phone call that they should have gotten. Number 4, saying, you are stronger than I would be. Now, that is, again, taking the attention off of the person and putting it back on you. It's not about you. You are to comfort that person, and maybe less is more. You can offer your help, and maybe instead of all of the words that you think are going to comfort, maybe just listen. Maybe just sit in quiet. Maybe just be there. It's okay. There could be a lot of awkward moments of silence, but this person may just need somebody by them, quietly sitting there or holding their hand. Number 5, the suggestion, you should get out more. Well, when you're grieving, you might have a tendency to really not want to engage in everyday life, in the normal things of everyday life, and you're not in a mood to go socializing. But they need their time, the time that it takes for them to feel that they're ready to venture out and maybe do some of the things and be with the people that they used to be. Number 6, they're in a much better place. Now, even if we're spiritual people, we believe in heaven. We believe in being reunited with Jesus, with the saints, with our Blessed Mother, with our loved ones. Saying they're in a better place at that moment when you're in despair really is not helpful and is not comforting, because it takes away from the pain that the person is experiencing at the moment. Number 7, I know how you feel. And I've lost many, many pregnancies. And so I know going through that, maybe a different and an inside perspective on what it is like to lose a child. But still, even with that, every experience of loss is different. It's different for you and it's different for me. We can relate to the grief of that loss in that moment. We know the emptiness, we know the heartbreak, but every person goes through it a different way. So just being there, just saying, I am here with you, would be a much better response than I know how you feel. Number 8, saying to somebody, stay positive. Well, everybody needs to express emotions. It's healthy to cry. It's healthy to express an emotion, or maybe just that sense that, you just don't have. You don't want to fake a smile and a laugh when you're hurting inside. I'm a positive person. That's the way that I've always lived. With my faith, it's helped me to see that glass half full instead of half empty. But that leads to the 9th, is your loved one wouldn't want you to cry. And crying is healthy. Crying is a part of the grieving process and a part of healing. So crying is very beneficial. There is that old adage, feeling better after a good cry. And those tears are tears of love, of a lifetime of love that you've shared with that person. And Jesus wept. Remember, Jesus wept at his friend Lazarus. So it's okay to cry and to be there with that person, cry along with them, hold their hand. That's the beautiful way we can really help. So number 10 would be saying it was just his or her time. And when you're grieving, you are so distraught, you are beside yourself, that doesn't give any consolation to the person by just dismissing the fact that regardless, I have watched loved ones die because of cancer, and it's a slow and a painful death, and seeing the stages of them going through and really losing their body and losing their mind in so many different ways. And it's very painful to watch that process. But saying, I'm so sorry for your loss, I'm sorry, and I'm there for you, would be much more comforting. So my friends, this is just some suggestions for you. And I know when I was going through my miscarriages and I had lost a pregnancy in my 5th month of pregnancy. And so all I could see for the longest time after that was big families and healthy babies. And everywhere I looked, I just tried to come to terms and to grips with the fact that this baby that I was carrying and feeling turning in my womb was gone. And that dream, that want, that love that you have for this child is no longer. And in time, the grief lifts. And if you need help, certainly seek it out. You shouldn't have to keep it in. And I think I did that in my grieving process. I kept too much of it in. And because a lot of people were uncomfortable with the fact that I went through this, and they all meant well, but it didn't help me heal to keep it at the back burner. And it didn't help me heal to keep it buried. It actually led to many, many years of just depression, and I didn't realize it. And we need to share with others. And I think that is really why I wanted to make this video, because if you're hurting out there, you want somebody to understand you. You want to be consoled in a way that recognizes your grief, recognizes your love that you had for whomever you lost. And it's okay. And do seek out. I wish that I could have gotten more help, professional help possibly, and through my spiritual growth, I turned to my faith and I turned to God, and I was able to get help. But don't forget our wonderful priests. Seek out spiritual directors to help you too through this grieving process. And my friends, this list is so helpful and handy, so that when you're going to help and try to administer to someone who has lost someone, you can do the right thing and you can be there to comfort them. And it is going to be easier for you the more that you practice and remember through your discomfort about handling that situation and knowing what to say. Take a deep breath and just be there to listen to that other person. Be the hope and the strength and the light that that person needs in this moment of darkness. So go to the link below and you can read this wonderful article for yourself and print it out and keep it in a file handy, so that when you need to comfort somebody in this situation, that it'll give you a little bit of guidance on what to do. So my friends, don't forget to comment, like this video, and share with me any of your experiences, either going through the grieving process yourself Or maybe there's things that you do to help others that you come in contact with your life that are facing either end of life moments like this. And what do you do to bring comfort and joy to someone who is facing a loss and grief? So, my friends, until next time, God bless and peace and joy.